Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Guy Rawlings. For the first time in recent memory, Israelis and Palestinians are celebrating the same moment, both marking the announcement of a ceasefire and a long-awaited hostage release deal approved by Israel's cabinet tonight. The U.S. is sending troops to help monitor the agreement alongside international partners and humanitarian groups. In Tel Aviv, crowds filled Hostage Square with songs and flags, not cheering for victory, but for peace and closure as the region takes its first cautious steps toward calm. WVTM 13 Zoe Blair speaking with interested parties here in Birmingham this evening. What are they telling you, Zoe?
Well, Guy, tonight I'm told there is hope on both sides of this conflict. Hope that the ceasefire will hold and hope that the region may finally see peace.
We're hopeful. We're cautiously hopeful.
This is crucial, critical days in the history of Israel.
Both Palestinians and Jews eager to see an end to the violence that's killed thousands of people on both sides, but that hope is clouded by the fear that this is not the end of the war.
Israel has a history of breaking ceasefire agreements. Just in January, after the president's inauguration, they broke a ceasefire agreement after 2 months. So while Palestinians are celebrating that bombs are not being dropped on their heads, just today, Israeli tanks fired at Palestinians waiting to return home.
Elizabeth Shahid is a member of the Palestinian Christians of Alabama. Even with the ceasefire, she's worried this won't mean peace for her people.
At the end of the day, Palestinians are seeking freedom, justice, and an end to an apartheid under the state of Israel. So until then, Palestinians won't see real peace.
While the definition of what peace is may look different from each side, a local Jewish man says an end to the violence is his wish as well.
We are all hoping and praying that this will hold. There is an agreement in place. Everybody wants to have quiet time, raising their children, not knowing that there is a danger.
Yair Raz was born and raised in Israel and moved to the U.S. 30 years ago. He says he's never seen violence like the October 7th attack, but he's hopeful that violence ends with real peace for the region.
I think like the Holocaust moved the dial and caused the establishment of Israel, this event will strengthen us and will create the unity that is required to build a lasting peace.
Part of the deal is the release of the Israeli hostages being held in Gaza. Of the 48 hostages, 20 of them are believed to still be alive. The White House said it expects the hostages to be released on Monday. Guy?